Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you. So guys, we're going to do another entry into the Women Being Ignored in the Workplace series. And guys, this is by far my most popular series. I appreciate all you guys' support with this. I appreciate all you guys that have commented on the videos and leave your stories. I know for a fact that there's guys out there reading you guys' stories and learning a lot. So guys, keep those comments coming. Keep those stories coming. I appreciate it. Guys, this series is about the whole Me Too thing, M2 thing, and how men are reacting to it and saying, look, we are going to ignore women at work, which is what you guys should do. Guys, keep all talk to a minimum. No happy hours, no Christmas parties, no traveling, no nothing, guys. Okay, keep your head down and just do your work and go home, right? But we're also talking about these knuckleheads who support this stuff, who are like, oh, men need to do, you know what I'm saying? The whole men need to people, right? And guys, we have a presentation here from the University of British Columbia, I believe. And guys, Canada is an effingest wasteland. It is. Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Guys, I feel bad for all you guys who live there. Because I couldn't do it, man. I thought the U.S. was bad, but oh my gosh. So guys, we're going to get into this, but before we do, please remember to like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really helps keep this channel going. And yeah, guys, watch the rest of the videos on this playlist, and you also will see them linked in the description. So, guys, I hope no one's allergic to soy milk, because this dude right here has it coming off of him in droves, dude. My gosh, dude, stop drinking soy milk, buddy. What are you doing? Just listen to this guy. Let's get into this, all right?
Women appreciate being included, but not in terms of a token inclusiveness. Rather than saying, oh, let's get a woman's perspective, include everybody as though they are equals.
There we go. So guys, stopping it right off the front. Women want to be included in the exact way that they want to be included. They don't want to be treated like everyone else. That would mean that they're quote unquote tokenized. Please. Already off to a bad start.
That's the inclusion feature here. I'm a professor in the Faculty of Medicine at the University of British Columbia.
Of course.
I'm also a co-founder of an organization named Blueprint, and I'm really, really pleased to join you today. We've done a number of research projects. One of the ones that we're very pleased about has to do with looking at the business world post-Me Too. We decided that we'd look at it quantitatively and qualitatively. So we did focus groups. Some focus groups were exclusively male, some exclusively female, and some combined. We found that the differences, there were no differences in those groups. They basically responded in a similar way. After we'd done those focus groups, we then designed a survey that we distributed to 3,500 participants in Canada, the United States, to ask questions about what impact did Me Too have on you. There results on sort of two sides of the coin. What we learned is that Me Too served a purpose in terms of creating awareness in men that the world wasn't what they wanted it to be. It also made them aware of the differences with regard to attitudes towards inclusion and diversity. And 2/3 of them, through the events that followed Me Too, became concerned and more committed to developing more effective ways of inclusion and diversity in.
So now, instead of just focusing on not being a jerk and just getting your job done, which is what most men do. You look at most male-dominated spaces, construction, all this other stuff, right? You go to work, just don't be an asshole to everyone and get your job done. That's all men expect. Once you add women in, all of a sudden you got to worry about diversity and inclusion and all this other foolishness, guys. And it's crazy because they want the diversity and equity and inclusion, DEI, whatever. But then women are the ones that are doing all this stuff, pushing for all this stuff, doing the extra work to actually make this a thing, and then complaining about how much work it is. Please, do you really think, guys, put in the comments, do you really give two shits about diversity, inclusion, and all this other stuff? No, we want to show up, get paid, Go home. That's all we want.
Their organizations. The flip side is that women also appreciated that the world had changed, but not enough. That there's
Of course not, right? Because it's never enough.
still a lot to do. We learned that it's only the beginning, and it's important for organizations to ask then, so what? So we've learned this. Now what do we do with this? One of the really important features is that men recognized that they needed to be better allies in the workplace. We worked with a very large organization. There was only one woman on the leadership team. So we asked the men.
Here we go, guys. Wait for this. Here it comes. Wait for it. Wait for it.
And the woman, what it was like, or what was their perception of the position that the woman held. And all the men responded that she must feel very lucky and very fortunate to be that person. When we asked her, she said, "I don't feel lucky at all."
Of course not. Of course not, guys. Of course not. Of course she doesn't feel lucky at all. But here's the thing, guys. All those other guys, they felt lucky to be there because they knew that they had to bust their balls, and then still it took a little bit of luck to get where they're at. And the woman, however, I bet you $1,000 felt entitled that she should have been there a long time ago. Clown world.
I am the only voice amongst all these men, and I feel that if
Boo-hoo.
I fail, I am not just failing myself, I'm failing all women.
Jesus.
Women appreciate being included, but not in terms of a token inclusiveness. Rather than saying, oh, let's get a woman's perspective, include everybody as though they are equals. That's the inclusion. From that, what we learned that there's a need for men to be curious, right? And that while we may have an intention about our relationships, our intent doesn't determine the impact or the outcome. Unless we have a curiosity about how we're relating to women, unless we ask them, we mustn't make any assumptions.
But we can't ask them anymore, or they're going to say that we're harassing them and we get fired. Guys, someone please make that make sense, okay?
It may be important for me to speak up when there are inappropriate comments, off-color jokes, or when somebody isn't included in the same way that some of the other men in the group might be included.
Sidebar, guys, and I have to talk about this, all right? These FNS and all of it, and these soy milk drinking dudes like this guy, why do they want to thought police people? Guys, you know that there's something wrong with people who care about what other people say when they're not around. And you've heard this. You guys remember that Gillette toxic masculinity commercial, guys? How they were like, whoa, bro, you shouldn't say that when there's not about women. There's no women around to hear it. Guys, I've said this once before. I am black. I guarantee that there's some person, white, Hispanic, a non-black person that I'm pretty good friends with that uses the N-word when in their own home and I'm not around. Do I care? No, because I'm not around to hear it. What am I worried for? Absolute clown world. Think about how self-centered and entitled you have to be to want to police people's language when you're not around. Absolute clown world. Come on now.
One of the findings of the study is that many men feel that other men aren't as committed to inclusion and diversity as the individual man might say he is.
Because as a whole, men don't give a damn about it.
There's a twist to that, so that men are often silent and they become bystanders rather than actively involved because they're concerned of their own exclusion if they speak up.
Please.
There's an irony to that, right? So that I see what I need to do, and I believe that I myself am the sort of most enlightened person here, and because of that, I am silenced within my own fear and anxiety.
Guys, how many guys do you know? Put in the comments, guys. How many guys do you know think, I'm the most enlightened person here? And what did he say? I'm silenced within by my own fear. Guys, any guy that says, I'm the most enlightened one in this room and I'm silenced by my own fear, guys, you can't be friends with that guy anymore. You can't do it, okay? That is not the type of positive male influence that you should have around you.
Within my own fear and anxiety of being excluded. So I need to have the awareness of the world around me, but I also need to have an awareness of my internal landscape and what is keeping me silent, and what would be required of me in order to speak up, to have a voice, to actually move from being a bystander to being involved and inviting people to participate. Part of the
And this is all stuff that that people shouldn't be worried about. Just go to work and do your job. Think about that, guys. They're talking about all the stuff that men should. And that's the thing that pisses most men off. Right? I know that I paused this a lot, guys, but this dude just pisses me off so much. I tried to do this video earlier, but I was so angry. Because all this is men should. And guys, over time, it ends up being like the adults from Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Right? Because we're already being saddled with all this foolishness that we didn't have to deal with in the workplace before. And now not only are they telling us that it's not enough, but they're telling us how we should act, how we should be, how we should not be silenced by our own fear. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on.
Other component of inclusion is that people need to feel safe in order to express their opinions, and they also have to trust the process that when they speak, they will be regarded as an equal.
So how can you have men that are basically guilty until proven innocent trust the process, guys? Make that make sense.
Right. So that out of that comes a more cohesive team relationship, a more cohesive functioning. So that is the environment such where I can be congruent and everybody else can be congruent too, so that I can speak from the source of my own values of who I am as a person, and I can trust that it will be received with respect, even if there's difference of opinion. And can I then, as a leader, create that environment so that all of the participants have the same degree of safety, inclusion, and trust, so that they too can be congruent. And if, as teams, we can do that, that's how we will come to the greatest features of cohesion, and we'll be functioning at an optimal level.
Guys, I let that part go because can you think of a bigger word salad than that? Well, then the congruence and the cohesion of the secondary, blah, 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 and then we're going to reach the optimal environment, blah, 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 blah. Dude, who wrote this presentation for him? Kamala Harris? Miss Word Salad herself, I guarantee, man, somehow, some way. He went to the Kamala Harris School of Speaking, dude, because, dude, shut up, bro. Come on. Guys, let me know what you think of this. And I honestly think that the best thing for teamwork at this point is to, like I said, have the women work over there, have the men work over there. Then you won't have any problems, right? How about that? And let's talk about what the women need to do, right? Because oftentimes you're saying that men need to blank, but women are the ones that are all over the place, right? How is it that Steve, the tall, handsome guy, can say one thing to Deborah, but then and she laughs, he, let's go out and have a drink. But then what? Alex comes and just kind of like glances in her direction, and she's going to HR. What we're doing with this, guys, is saying that men need to somehow calm the chaos. We somehow need to figure out the crazy ultimate puzzle. We need to willingly throw ourselves into a hurricane. And that somehow something men can do can calm the storm down. And that's not how it works. So, all right, you guys, let me know what you think. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a knucklehead do you guys think this guy is, okay? So I think he's an 11. And I think that he means well, but come on, dude. This is your tax dollars at work. I hope you guys are proud of yourselves. All right, guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'm out of here. Have a good one, guys.